Hey all, this is Dave, and today's big hairy idea is when efficiency doesn't quite get it done. So when I started making these videos, I started recording one video each day. Then I entered a period what we called the Sfirta Omer, from Passover to Shavuot, and I was going to make about almost 60 videos during that period, so I chunked them. I started recording 5 videos at a time, sometimes 3, sometimes a couple, but I'd jump around and do a whole chunk of videos all at once. And that made my day, that made me so much more efficient. But I also found that the caliber was kind of up and down, that I had only so many stories that I was able to find to be plugging into each video. And when I'd sit down and I'd think about how I was going to create a week's worth of videos, I'd be thinking back to the big stories of my life, because we really learned that having a story, a personal first-hand account, can make the lesson you're teaching so much more accessible. And I kept finding okay, I wanted to go back to the same big stories of my life. But after that period ended and I started doing daily videos, a funny thing happened. I started realizing that almost each day I was going through things, and they were minor things. They weren't the big stories of my life. They're just little minor things. But I was able to usually extrapolate from an experience that I had during the day into a key lesson that I wanted to be teaching. And I noticed that if I did the videos daily, I was much more likely to be finding things in my day to be talking about. Whereas if I grouped them together, I'd much more likely to not think about what happened that day. Of course, one day's activities couldn't really fit into necessarily a whole week's worth of videos, but I'd be thinking back to okay, what are my core stories, my big stories? And those stories are really impactful. But I really wanted to get the skill down of being able to stand out here on the camera each day and be able to say, wow, here's something that happened. Here's a story, an example, and here's how we take it into a clear life principle. And I found that I was just getting better at it by the repetition of doing it each day. It's kind of like saying that, okay, going out and working out every single day consistently is going to give a lot more overall body health than doing one crazy long workout one day a week. So it's a bit like that. It's like I was making as many videos in one period as it can be spread over a long period, but I wasn't getting the learning of coming out here and filming 7 days straight by doing 7 days of videos at once. And so that's why I'm out here actually filming each and every day, and I probably will go back to the other way. Later, once I feel more comfortable in front of the camera, I feel more comfortable telling stories, I get more nuance about how this whole thing works, I'll probably go back to grouping them. It just makes sense. It's the upside of efficiency. But the downside is sometimes when you are really efficient, you're learning fewer lessons. Sometimes going through all of the motions each and every day really hammers those lessons in a way that really efficiently putting it all together doesn't. You're not necessarily getting 7 days of learning in to one highly packed day of recording. And so that's why I decided to become less efficient. And it's an interesting question to be asking all of ourselves. What are the things that we do that really we benefit from getting more efficient? And what are the things we do that we actually benefit from making ourselves intentionally less efficient? To stepping back and saying, okay, I'm going to do this process slowly, step by step, so that I can really hone the process of it.